to NTX Sports Hub. My name is Kyle.
Edwin.
Charles.
Jose.
We're going to be talking about recap of week 1, and then we're also going to do our week 2 predictions as well. So starting off, we can talk about the best game of the week that we thought was the best. I think the best game of the week, I think I have to go with the Texans and the Saints. That was like such an amazing
for
game.
sure.
Like,
That was one of. Honestly, I think that's going to be at the end of the year. That's going to be one of the top games of the whole season.
The way Deshaun Watson drove down the field that fast.
Yes.
Like
two plays.
How
do you
one
do
to
that?
DeAndre, then the touchdown to Kenny Stills, and then Drew Brees comes back. He gets down the field for a field goal.
That's crazy.
That
was a
great.
nice kick too.
Two gunslingers, man.
Yeah, that's
a nail-biting performance right there.
Honestly, like I just feel like the Texans, they got into a hot start with that pick early on Drew Brees, and then afterwards Drew Brees started coming back, and then it was just a back and forth game. Honestly, like that was honestly one of the best games of week 1, and like I said, by the end of the season, I think it's gonna be one of the best games.
I think the disappointing game was the Steelers and the Patriots.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, yeah, it's supposed to be such a good game.
Yeah.
Like Ben Roethlisberger against Tom Brady, and then it's 33-3
Yeah,
at the
they
end of the game.
got
It's like,
I mean, what people really expect. Like,
yeah, that's true.
they get smacked.
Lamar Jackson looked
Lamar
really
Jackson,
well.
That was a really good game by him. I mean, everyone like memes him for being a running back, a quarterback, but he silenced all those haters for sure with that performance.
What did he say? A running back can throw the ball.
Yeah, he was like at the end, he was like not bad for a running back. Like, that was funny.
I think another disappointing game was the Titans and Browns. Like the Browns, they
Browns.
were supposed to
I knew
come out firing. They were supposed to come
Browns.
out firing though. Like they scored 13 points and they let the Titans score 43.
They don't have their relationship yet. They haven't built it.
I won't count them out.
Do y'all think it's the Titans or do you think it's the Browns?
I think the
It was
Browns
the
just
Browns.
have to build
The
some
Browns
team chemistry.
Yeah, they don't got
Get
that
things
chemistry.
rolling. I mean, at least they ain't falling apart like the Dolphins.
Oh yeah, no, the
Oh
Dolphins.
gosh, the Dolphins.
The Dolphins, and then they gotta play the Patriots next with Antonio Brown.
They could go 0-16 this year. Possibly.
All their players are asking to be traded.
that was tough.
Moving on to the player of the week, I have to go with Dak Prescott. He
Dak
had such a good first week. You can't say he didn't have a good first week. Perfect passer rating, 405 yards, 4 touchdowns, I think.
Yes, sir.
He had a heck of a
4
week.
different
Look at the
receivers.
different advantages he had. He had veteran receivers going against rookie defensive backs.
Veteran.
Amari Cooper is a veteran. Randall Cobb is a veteran.
Randall Cobb is a veteran.
Jason Witten is a veteran.
But which player led the team in receiving yards?
Michael Gallup.
Yeah.
Michael Gallup.
That's his second year.
He was
player.
eating against that secondary.
That's his second year player.
And Blake Jarwin.
Yeah,
But
Blake Jarwin. That's
Jarwin.
another young one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Dak Prescott did prove that he is not an average. I would give him above average. I wouldn't say he's elite yet.
I agree.
He still needs time, but he definitely proved to everyone that he's definitely deserves. I don't think the contract, but like he does deserve to get paid for sure.
I would give Jacoby Brissett player of the week. Nobody. He came in and everybody was like, Colts are gonna tank.
I think
He came in, he was firing.
They lost.
I agree that he did really well, but I don't think he's player of the week. I'd say number 2 is probably Lamar Jackson.
Oh yeah, Lamar Jackson.
Like Lamar Jackson.
Hey, don't forget Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton
had a good game
he's
too.
He's leading the league in passing yards now.
Let's not forget Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown?
Yeah,
Hollywood.
Brown.
Hollywood had his first 2 catches in the NFL were both touchdowns.
That's crazy.
That was crazy.
He came out the gate running, and this is a guy who does not look like he is going to be a superior receiver, but speed kills.
Yeah,
you can't hang with that.
And don't forget Sammy Watkins too.
Yeah,
he had a good game too.
Sammy Watkins.
Yeah,
but
went on.
The Chiefs got some trouble. Tyreek might be out for a while.
Yeah, that's the only question mark. But I still think their offense is just way
They're
too
really
explosive.
good.
They're so explosive. They got weapons all over.
Mahomes is questionable.
Yeah, because he did get that injury, and it seemed like it was a pretty bad one, but he still came back. And
Nick Foles.
Yeah. And Nick Foles.
I was kind of sad for the Jags because they were looking kind of bright this year. Like
he got injured when he threw a touchdown.
Who was the trade?
Oh yeah,
they got Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, Josh
Steelers.
Yeah, so that was
that was a good pickup.
Yeah.
But I think who's going to start, Minshew or?
Yeah, that's gonna be the contract.
Bringing in a quarterback,
It's definitely gonna be Dobbs.
he's gonna be Dobbs.
Yeah.
Minshew had a good first game though for his career. He had a good game.
And I think he knows the offensive system better, obviously, than
because he's been
Yeah, but I don't know. But I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be Dobbs that's gonna be starting.
Another breakout player this week was definitely Evan Ingram. He proved that he was a top 5 tight end in the league.
Okay, he did have a good game, but it didn't do much. It didn't do much.
Can't be a factor if your team only scores like 18 points.
The thing the Giants really messed up on against the Cowboys, they gave Saquon 11 touches the entire game.
Yeah, he was eating them.
He was eating.
But he should have given him more.
Feed him. That's why the Cowboys feed Zeke.
He starved Zeke.
I wouldn't say you starved Zeke. I would just say that
it was his first game and he didn't have.
I would say that our offense we're spreading the field with deep passes, deep touches all day long. That you didn't have to give Zeke those 25 carries.
It's true.
Yeah.
He got 11 carries, 13 carries, 53 yards for 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
If that passing game stays the same though, y'all are scared.
That's it. Yeah.
That defense though needs to get it back together. They didn't look too great, but the offense looked amazing.
And that's something that people talked about. If Dak Prescott can work on his deep ball, then that totally transcends the Cowboys offense.
Yeah.
Keelan Moore, he's a good offensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah.
He's a really good coordinator.
We're opening up the playbook,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only the beginning.
Moving on to the Bills versus Giants, I think this will be a good game. I think it'll be a really close game.
It's gonna be a blowout.
But the only way I see the Giants winning is if they give Saquon more than 20 touches.
Yeah.
They got to give him touches. If they don't, the Bills win. But I think if they do, the Giants will win that game.
Yeah, it just depends on Saquon. Because honestly, Josh Allen looked really good.
Allen looked really good that second half. First half was
not.
He was kind of shaky, but he looked really good that second half.
That comeback was really nice.
I'm hoping we give Daniel Jones more snaps.
I feel like he's gonna start.
He was looking
might.
good. The game one, he went 2 for 2. That fumble, it wasn't his fault. Daniel Jones, I have nothing against you.
If the ball carrier fumbles the ball, it's always his fault.
But
High and tight protection.
Yeah.
The ball never comes out. You keep it high and tight.
So who do y'all have?
Appreciate you, Coach.
I'm gonna go Bills.
The Bills, okay.
Yeah.
The Bills.
Yeah.
Giants.
I say mine just depends on Saquon.
No, bro. Bills are not.
Giants don't have a defense.
Moving on, we got the San Francisco 49ers against the Bengals. Now, I think this will be a good game.
Oh yeah, that's
because Andy Dalton, like you said, looked really good week 1.
Yeah.
Like against the Seahawks too. That's a good defense that he's going against.
Seattle too.
In Seattle,
even though they didn't come up with the win, I still feel like they did put up a good game.
the 49ers defense looked really good.
Yeah.
One star Jimmy. He had a good game.
He did all right. I mean,
Yeah.
he has some more to work on, but he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 49ers.
49ers.
I'm going 49ers.
Bengals.
This is a tough one. I'm gonna have to go with 49ers. I think their defense is gonna step up.
Their defense is really good.
I gotta go with the Bengals. They have a lot of offensive threats.
The only thing is,
Dalton's gonna have an MVP caliber season.
the only thing is, like once the Bengals get AJ Green, that offense is gonna be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's gonna be a really good offense.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's stupid. It's gonna be stupid, bro.
Yeah.
Offense gonna be elite.
Yeah.
Almost every team has at least a couple receivers who are elite.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd.
Oh yeah,
He's
Tyler
good.
Boyd, he's pretty good. And John Ross. I mean, yeah.
John Ross is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on. I think this is an easy game for me. Cowboys, Redskins. I'll take Cowboys all day.
Cowboys.
Redskins.
You're going
Did you not see what Case Keenum did against
What?
the Eagles?
They still lost though.
You're taking Case Keenum's performance over Dak Prescott's in that
Yes.
offensive
Yes.
performance?
Yes.
Wow.
Nah.
You just have a vengeance for the Cowboys.
No.
You should appreciate us because
Case Keenum had a pretty good game, but he didn't finish second half. So
Mhm.
that's you gotta complete the whole game. You can't just have you can't just have a good first half and then just
Mm-hmm.
rest the second. Like
Exactly.
that's how comebacks happen.
I think we're gonna have another blowout week. The Cowboys are probably gonna have
They should.
80
Yeah.
points in the first 2 weeks.
Oh, that's supposed to 80 points in this game. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
yeah. No, I think y'all get it.
If y'all win this game, you'll definitely be like top 3 in the power rankings.
I think so.
Probably. Well, I mean, it's the Redskins though, so they'll probably be like number 5.
Maybe.
If it's
I'd
a
say.
blowout, if it's a blowout.
If it's a blowout, possibly.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, we have the Chargers and the Lions. Now, I think the Lions, they looked really good week 1, except when they got to the second half, like late third, fourth quarter. Kyler Murray,
Oh yeah.
he did pretty well for his
he
first
did.
game.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah. He did, but
He did look
in
good.
the beginning he was scaring me.
Yeah.
Mhm. I was like,
are you really cut out for this? But then I remember who Kyler Murray was, and he's a playmaker, and he's gonna make things happen. I wish I would have started him because Baker Mayfield, you disappointed me so bad.
Yeah.
3 interceptions, bro. Come on, I had faith in you, dog. Come on.
Like, I like T.J. Hawkinson on that offense.
Yeah, T.J. Hawkinson.
He's a really good tight end to have.
That was a really good pick by them, and he was top 10.
The Chargers, they looked pretty good, to say the least. They did go against the Colts, which they're still a good team, just without Andrew Luck.
Yeah, Austin Eckler had a really good game.
This is going to be the lowest scoring game of the week.
I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah, we'll go with the Chargers.
I'm going to start their kicker because I don't think they're going to finish in the red zone. He's going to have 5 field goals.
Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
You know, Chargers.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. I think it's going to be a really good game. Vikings versus Packers. This is they're both 1-0. I think, ended up in a tie last year, if y'all remember that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going Packers since they're at home.
Minnesota.
The Minnesota looked good.
Yeah, they did.
But
really
I think it's just because they're at home. They'll win.
I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a really good game, and he's just going to go off, and I think he's going to come up with the win.
Yeah, I choose the Packers. They're going to get that offense figured out, and they're going to come back ready to roll week 2, just to fix those bugs and stuff that they have in the offense.
Yeah.
You got a veteran quarterback who knows how to win at home.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So y'all Packers?
He said Vikings.
You said Vikings? Okay. So moving on, we have the Colts versus the Titans. I think this will be a better game than everybody thinks. Because, like you said, the Colts looked pretty solid last week. The Titans looked really good, though, last week, too.
They did.
That offense looks, revamped almost. They look really good.
Is a beast. That is for sure.
I'm going Titans.
Titans, yeah. I think the Titans.
Titans are going to win.
Their offense is rolling.
Yeah.
He's like a young Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, they're going to keep that momentum into week 2, and I think they're
I'm glad that Derrick Henry just tapped into his true potential.
Oh, yeah.
Because since he's been at Alabama, he's always been the biggest guy on the field.
It's true. Next game, I think we don't really need to talk about this. Patriots-Dolphins. I think the Patriots will score 100 points. I'm serious. They might score 100.
They might have to call mercy rule and throw in the backups at halftime.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be
Lamar Jackson, he had 7 touchdowns or 8 touchdowns last year passing.
Yeah.
He had 5 that game. He had almost his season total last year.
He looked like he was back at Louisville last game.
Really?
The only hope we have is stop the Patriots and the New York Giants.
No.
Yes.
The Dolphins, by the way, have a 2% chance to win that game.
2%.
2%.
That's being generous.
Yeah, that's just the true fans voting for
Just pity points right there,
Yeah.
basically.
What happened last year when the Dolphins and Patriots played? It was upset.
Okay, that was different.
They actually had an offense and a defense. They actually had a team.
They had a really good team. I wouldn't say really, but they had a pretty decent team.
Let's move on from that. There's not much to talk about. All right. Cardinals, Ravens. Cardinals look a lot better than everybody thought.
The Ravens.
But I think the Ravens are going to win.
Yeah, the Ravens are going to have Lamar Jackson, I think he's going to keep it going into this week. He's riding off that momentum.
He's riding off a chip on his shoulder. You can't start a bad man like that.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, moving on, we have the Seahawks and the Steelers. Like I said, the Steelers, one of the disappointing games of the week with the Patriots. I think the Seahawks will win this game. Even in Pittsburgh, I think they'll win.
Oh, yeah, they're going to come in there.
Russell Wilson's looking like a new quarterback with that new contract.
Yeah.
He's definitely.
I like DK Metcalf a lot.
DK
on that
Metcalf
team. I like him a lot.
Yeah, and Chris Carson had a really good game too. So
they need to throw it more. They didn't throw it that much.
No.
They only threw it I think 28 times. I'm pretty sure, and they rushed it about 32.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty balanced, but generally you want to see them throw the ball.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it all comes with execution as well. So.
With the Steelers, their downfall started when Le'Veon Bell. They should have paid him. Because
The
they
way-
probably still have Bell.
The way I look at it, all these Steelers fans are saying, remember before they said, oh, it's all Bell's fault when Brown was playing, and now they're saying, oh, it's all Brown's fault, we want Bell back. It's like Steelers fans need to realize that Bell was a whole lot more than what they thought originally.
They just need to rebuild.
And now they're starting to realize it.
Yeah, I mean,
and I feel like with the Browns, not the Browns, with the Steelers organization, I feel like they do a poor job of protecting their all-stars. And like, even though like Big Ben has stuck it out, I mean, it's just like, ever since then they've had a hard time protecting their superstar players. And I feel like it's because they don't like take care of them in the organization, and like you gotta provide for players like that. You gotta provide for their needs. Like regardless if they're gonna be a diva or not, they're the people who are gonna get you those wins.
So they gotta watch Juju and James Conner.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all Mike Tomlin's fault.
I feel like it is Mike Tomlin's fault too. Like, you know, he's had like a winning record like his whole career, but like there's something wrong with like the chemistry in the locker room.
Yeah, I mean,
every year
he basically let Antonio Brown become what he's become now because he never disciplined him right. And I mean, with the whole Facebook Live thing, I mean,
I think Belichick's going to straighten him out. I really think Belichick's going to straighten him out.
Yeah, I think he will.
All right, so
it was his plan all along with the Patriots.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
All right, so moving on, we got the Jaguars and the Texans. I thought this would be a good game before. You know, before Nick Foles went down, I got the Texans.
Oh, yeah, Texans big.
Because they still look good even after a loss. Like, they looked really good.
Yeah.
That offense.
Yeah.
And that was a tough loss, so they feel coming extra hard.
Yeah. Texans big.
Yeah.
I think so.
Big?
Oh, I think big. Yeah, they're big time.
Big on big.
And that Jaguars defense did not look that good. I know they were going against Mahomes, but they still did not look good at all.
They did. And like Miles Jack, he got ejected for starting a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
you can't deal with that.
You gotta be disciplined.
It's the first game of the year. You're already getting ejected.
Yeah, like
come on, man. You gotta control your emotions.
For real.
Moving on, we got the Chiefs and the Raiders.
I like the Raiders can pull an upset.
I think the Raiders are pulling upset too, because Mahomes might not be healthy.
Okay, look. What happened? The Raiders, I think they were just tired of the whole Antonio Brown situation, and that's why they came out and I mean they beat us. But
and I
just think they were just tired of it.
I hope that guy in that defense is okay. Remember that play the other night?
Yeah, corner number 24. Yeah, it was a really bad.
Like it wasn't an intentional play because
it was his own teammate.
His teammate was just the momentum carrying him through. Couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, hopefully he's okay. But back to like what I was saying, the Raiders were just tired of the whole Antonio Brown situation. They came out with a big one, but I don't think they're gonna beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs are just too good. I don't honestly.
Chiefs got a nice defense.
Yeah.
And like, no matter how good Derek Carr was doing, I feel like once you play an elite defense, it's gonna be a lot difficult to make like those easy decisions he was able to make.
Well, I mean, they were playing an elite defense. We just I don't know what happened. Von Miller didn't get any hits, and
your defense hasn't been the same since Peyton Manning left.
Here's the thing.
I wouldn't say that.
Our defense, Khalil Mack didn't get a single sack last week, but our defense still looked really good.
You gotta have players who can pick up the slack from when your superstar not playing.
Where y'all messed up is not keeping Tim Tebow.
No.
Tim Tebow.
He was a good quarterback.
Well, okay, then let's move on to Broncos versus Bears.
So first week, I'm not gonna lie, we looked like a really bad team, but I think it's because we didn't play any of our starters one game in preseason, and no starters at all. So it's like that was basically our preseason game.
That offense did look pretty bad.
Yeah,
I mean 3 points.
I think.
Come on.
Well, y'all scored what?
That's
like
16.
But the last 7 were like in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, we did score 9, but
here's the thing.
You're coming to Mile High.
The way I look at it.
The elevation.
Y'all's line can't stop Khalil Mack. Y'all's line can't stop Leonard Floyd. You can't stop Akeem Hicks.
It's going to be the
Bilal Nichols.
You know what? It's going to be
Roquan Smith putting in the blitz.
Should we go ahead and have like 12 catches?
They wanted more than y'all.
He had like 8 or 9 catches and no
coming
carries.
into Mile High, that elevation is going to be too much.
And the way I look at it, our defense is too much for y'all.
Okay, well we have a good defense.
And we can contain Von Miller.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
But I think it'll be a low-scoring game too.
If you're containing Von Miller, what about Bradley Chubb off the other end?
We have Charles Leno on one side, Bobby Massey on the other side.
Okay, then
Kyle Long and right guard.
Go ahead and double Miller. Then Chubb's just gonna have a good game.
Well, y'all go double team Khalil Mack.
Go
Leonard Floyd will get 3 sacks.
Overload the double team. Run to the double team every time.
No, I think the Broncos are gonna bounce back and get a win on this one.
Bounce back. We have to prove ourselves this week that we're still an elite team. Y'all are not an elite team.
We can be an elite team.
But you aren't.
We can.
Either team is elite.
We're
we can
elite.
be. We can be elite.
No,
The
their team is
the Bears
elite.
are elite. We can be elite. We're gonna get there.
Bears
I think
are
we're
elite.
gonna come back.
I think
Have a good game.
Nagy last week, his play calling was very questionable.
Yeah.
Like we ran the ball like 14 times and we were supposed to run it like through like 30 times
Yeah.
The
at least.
line has to get a push.
Yeah.
And that too. And then we threw the ball like 47 times. That's not our game plan. We're supposed to throw it about 35 times and run it about 30.
Yeah.
And we overthrew it too much.
And like, I don't know, y'all were getting on to Flacco. Flacco did have a pretty good game. It's just our O line could not protect him. That was
Y'all's O-line is not going to be able to protect them
No.
next week.
Yeah, well,
Y'all are not going to be able to protect them.
look,
Y'all in trouble.
no, okay. If we can get the running game going, we got a chance.
Y'all let the Oakland Raiders get to Joe Flacco.
Okay, but the Raiders.
No.
Our O-line is just bad.
Y'all let the Oakland Raiders
It's the.
get to Joe Flacco.
They were motivated.
Who's
they
their
were
best?
tired.
Who's their best player in the front seven? I can't even name a player in the front seven.
Yeah, me neither.
Exactly.
Yes, you can. But the Broncos are just gonna come out strong. I think they are.
Y'all are not going to be able to protect Joe Flacco.
I think both quarterbacks need to prove something this year in order to keep their job. Joe Flacco, if he doesn't do this year, his job's gone.
I think he retires, honestly.
Mitch
He
is
should have
bad.
retired after he left Baltimore.
Yeah, he really should have. He kind of
Yeah,
screwed his
he got a
career up a
Super
little
Bowl.
bit.
Yeah.
He already got a Super Bowl.
He's just trying to help us.
He's
out.
still an
We
elite
need a
quarterback.
We need a
He's still
quarterback.
elite.
He's still an elite quarterback.
I think
he has to prove himself still.
He ain't gonna put
And-
himself behind no like a boo boo line.
Their O line's decent. It's not terrible.
Hey, watch out for Cortland Sutton. He's a sleeper.
Cortland Sutton's a good receiver.
Cortland Sutton, he's like last year he was more of like just to throw it up and jump and catch it. Like now he's gonna become the #1 receiver.
Here's the thing.
Honestly, I feel like he's more talented than
Last week,
Sanders.
we shut Aaron Rodgers and his offense down to 10 points. If we get that offense going with that defense,
You can't though. You have Mitchell Trubisky.
I would
Trubisky,
take
he's-
Flacco over
he's-
Trubisky.
He's a bust.
he had a bad first week because he did not play one preseason game.
You know, B.
He's coming back.
Bad and bust.
He's coming back.
He's
He's coming back.
B.
Mitch is coming back this week.
Nah.
I'm calling it right
I should
now.
have drafted Mahomes.
Mitchell Trubisky.
Nobody expected him. He was a third or
Mitchell
fourth round
Trubisky.
pick.
Yeah, I
He's not a
should've
bust.
drafted- I think I should have drafted.
He's not a bust.
All right,
Moving on. We're gonna go to the Saints versus Rams. I'm really looking forward to this game.
Oh yeah, this is
Definitely.
Like Saints
Todd
want that.
Gurley, I need you, baby.
Saints want that revenge.
yeah.
Rams looked okay last week. I mean, they looked
Yeah,
kind of like a not a Super Bowl team.
yeah.
like last
They
year.
should have they should have played better.
Todd, I need you, man.
Yeah, Todd Gurley, he had
My
a really
fantasy
bad
running
game.
back, man.
I
Jared
think
He
Goff.
only had 30 yards.
They need a new quarterback. Because Jared Goff
I
isn't.
need you.
I
He's not
think-
good enough to get the job done.
I think the Saints win this game.
Yeah,
Right.
Saints
They
will-
want that revenge
The
from
Saints
last year.
will win.
yeah. I think the Saints.
No.
Saints are gonna win that.
Man.
It's in LA, right?
Too cold.
No,
Yeah, it's in LA.
I don't know.
Rams are gonna.
I still take
I
the Saints.
Yeah, I'll still take the
No,
Saints.
Rams are gonna prove that they deserved that win last year. That it wasn't that PI missed call. It was Drew Brees' fault. He chose.
Nah.
Hey, watch there be like watch them purposely like miss a pass interference call for the Saints.
That would be funny, but I think the Saints are winning that.
All right, moving on, we have Sunday night football game, Eagles versus Falcons. Falcons disappointed me last week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, come on, Matt Ryan, you're my fantasy team.
Yeah.
2 interceptions in the first half,
He's too
and you
old.
didn't score until the late in the fourth quarter.
Y'all have arguably the best receiving core.
I think that is the best
Yeah.
receiving core.
Right.
You got
So,
Yo,
Calvin.
come on.
you got Calvin Ridley,
yeah.
Julio Jones,
Muhammad
Thomas
Sanu.
Sanu, Austin Hooper, who's a really
Austin
good tight
Hooper's a
end.
pretty good tight end.
Devontae Freeman in the backfield, good offensive line. You can't
Yeah.
do anything with that. But that's
Devontae
the way I
Freeman-
look at it.
Devontae Freeman's not an elite running back.
Oh yeah, I think he
Running
is.
back.
I think
He's not elite, but he's like
He's a really good
he's
starting
a
running
guy
back.
who can get you 100
Yeah,
yards if
he
you
will.
give him 25 carries.
Yeah, he
25 carries, 100 yards. I wouldn't consider that good.
And the Eagles,
In today's
Eagles,
league, it's not good.
Eagles look
When
really
Saquon
shaky.
puts up 100
Oh, yeah.
yards
The
on
Eagles-
11 carries,
But Saquon is like, bro, he's like the elite of the elite. He's a top 3 running
that's the
back.
top 1 running back. Go ahead, say it.
I
No,
would say talent wise, he's the best running back.
Mhm.
Talent,
But-
skill, everything.
I won't take a
But,
running back and fumbles week 1.
Bro, it was not his fault.
But-
On the opening
Back-
drive.
Back to the
Not his
predictions. I think the Eagles looked pretty bad though last week too. Like they almost lost to the Redskins. Like they were down
Yeah.
17-0.
But I mean,
But
he did lead the comeback.
mhm,
Carson Wentz did lead that comeback.
I-
And Deshaun Jackson looked really good too. So
I'm not really a believer anymore in the Falcons after I saw week 1. Unless they can prove themselves this week, like they're in trouble because that defense does not look really
Yeah, I mean,
good either.
and at the same time, it is too early to call like
Mm-hmm.
if a team's gonna be good or not. Because I mean, let's go to your Bears. Y'all only scored 3 points.
I know,
but you still think they're a league team.
I do.
So-
I mean, I really because what I saw last year. But the
Yeah.
Falcons, they like 6-10 last year, or
Yeah,
something like
but
that.
they had a lot of injuries though too.
They did, but I mean, they did not look good first.
I feel like the Eagles are gonna come out strong and win this game.
I think the Eagles will win too.
The Falcons, they need a new quarterback. They have young, gauge
The
receivers.
Falcons are gonna win.
They put a new quarterback in that system. He's going to build a bond with those receivers, and they'll take off. And
They're
they'll
gonna
be a top
figure
team.
things out. They're gonna win.
I was happy to see Julio get his extension.
Oh yeah,
Highest paid receiver in history.
yeah, that was good.
He's the right guy for it. You never hear any drama about him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he goes and gets the job done, regardless of like last season when he barely had like any touchdowns. He still
Mhm.
put up like what do you have?
Last year?
1K?
Yeah, I'm pretty
Above
sure.
1K.
Yeah.
Oh, he easily had above 1K. I think it was
Yeah.
like 1,500, 1,600 yards.
Exactly.
He's like
So,
the Kawhi Leonard of.
He was the fastest receiver to get to like
yeah.
10,000 yards in NFL history, I'm pretty
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Like, it was crazy. I think it took him like 6 years
That's,
to get there.
dang, that's nice.
Moving on to the last game, the Browns versus the Jets.
Jets.
It's hard. It's hard to pick the Browns.
It is
Because
after that performance.
They lost by 30 at home.
Baker, man.
Like, you have Odell, you got Jarvis, you got Njoku, you got Chubb.
They got all the weapons, but
Baker, if you don't figure it out, I promise you, Odell's gonna let you figure it out real soon.
Yeah.
That's
They're
true.
gonna have a receiving core for next year.
yeah,
I don't know who to choose here.
yeah. I mean, okay,
It is the Jets at home,
the
too.
Jets defense actually looked. They
I know.
how many?
I
They
know.
had like a lot of turnovers in that
Jamal
game.
Adams is balling.
Yeah,
I told y'all they'd be a good
and then
defense.
CJ Mosley had a pick six. Like that was a really good pickup.
That offense still looked horrible.
Yeah.
They did not
Besides Bell.
Besides
Bell
Bell.
looked good.
Yeah, he
But
had that
Darnold-
touchdown and a 2-point conversion. That
Darnold
was a
does-
nice
He,
catch.
he literally has nothing but Bell and Robbie Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you got one running back and one receiver. You can work with that.
You can't really
You
work
can
with
work
that.
with
but-
that.
But they're not against no elite defense.
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't know.
I
I think Jets will win.
I think it's gonna be a high scoring game, to be honest. I don't think the Jets defense is gonna do as good as they did last week. This week.
I don't know who to choose.
I'm gonna go with Jets.
I
just
don't know
think
who to choose. This could honestly be a tie.
a tie.
It could be a
I
tie.
don't. Okay, we didn't expect that from the Cardinals and Detroit game. I don't
I know, but like
what
seeing a
call
tie
this.
already week one, it's like
Crazy, man.
I don't
I don't
know.
think ties. I think they should get rid of that rule.
I think-
college.
I think the Browns.
Yeah,
I think the
that's
Browns edge out the Jets.
I don't know. I can see where you're coming from, but I just
Unless-
I like that Jets defense. Honestly,
That
That's
defense
really
is
good.
really
The Browns are too elite to not be putting up 30 points a game.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but they just disappoint. That was disappointing in week one. And the Titans, I mean, yeah, they got Derrick Henry, but like honestly, I wouldn't consider the Titans as a elite team. So
You know what I think it was?
But-
Odell no longer had one of the greatest quarterbacks ever throwing to him. That's what it was.
Well, the way I look at it,
I guess so.
the way I look at it, like I looked at a stat from last year. 6 teams that lost week one made the playoffs.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, week one isn't everything. So, I mean, the Browns are still an elite. They have an elite, like, core
yeah.
on offense and defense. So, I think they'll come back and win.
They gotta figure some stuff out real
Mhm.
fast.
Oh yeah, they'll-
Everything is directed.
They got new head coaching.
Yeah.
They got new receiver. Like, they got a couple new pieces on defense. So, it's like they just got to figure it out.
yeah. And once they figure it out, they're coming. Like,
I feel like they should have let Barry knock on.